Hello, hello, hello. I was listening to myself and that was a bad idea. Good evening this Wednesday, June evening. I'm so excited to play this game. Alex had to step out for the evening, had some real life obligations, and so I decided we'll put a little pause on our Stardew playthrough with the boys and jump over to play a little Her Story. I have not played this before, So no spoilers. Um, have not played it before. I did. It does say continue instead of start, just because I had to make sure that the game worked. We'll see if Callie rejoins us a little bit later. What you might not know about me is that I am a bit of a. I'm not like a crime podcast person necessarily, but give me some courtroom drama, baby. Give me some video brought into evidence and things like that, and I love, 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 love. Well, eat it all up. Just adore it. And so that game kind of plays into that. It was the best narrative game. You're essentially a detective, trying to fit together pieces based on videotapes and stuff. By Sam Barlow is the creator of this game, so I'm very excited to play this. It's a little old school vibes going on too, so that should be fun. We'll bring in the music for this game. And then we will go ahead and get started. Let's hit continue. Let's see if I can hear some like old DOS looking computer screen. And you can see there's like videos, right? Can you see my. Ah, there it is. You can see my mouse now. Cool. But first, we're going to click into these README text. Introduction to the Logic Database. Computer technology is the backbone of modern police work. The Logic Database is one of the many continuing efforts to digitize our workflow and preserve evidence in a manner which will allow you to work more efficiently. In the coming years, the computer will continue to be the most valuable item in our crime-fighting toolkit. Probably true. This database contains footage transferred from the existing homicide and serious crime tape archive at Portsmouth. Yeah. It has been automatically sorted using our ASR technology. Each statement made by the interview participants is stored separately so they can be tagged for submission to court, which is totally true. The audio has been digitally stenographed, I should be able to say that word, and the content of the testimony is attached to each clip. To retrieve a clip, type in a word, e.g. robbery, into the search field, click search, and the database will train all clips in which the speaker uses that word. To narrow search, use multiple words, robbery, supermarket. If you're working from a printed transcript, you can be even more precise. Use inverted commas to search for an exact match against the entire statement. Yes, I was there. To store a clip for later reference, click Add to Session. Also, if you wish to add additional tags of your own to help future searches, please click in the user text box and type in your desired tags. For any further assistance, please contact your department's informational technology IT representative. Police Information Technology Organization. Okay. And then really read me. Hey, here's the database. I filed a Freedom of Information form to get you guest access. Everything seems to work. They transferred the videos off the original tapes in 1999, and when why was I saying you? Then the Y2K thing hit and they got mothballed. No one has touched them since. I couldn't find the server with the detectives' footage on. Possibly those tapes got damaged when the old archives were flooded in 97, but figured this would be enough. Take your time, SB. To the rubbish bin. Hack info and mirror game. Oh. One for the mums here. Class Cyber Cracker Cyber Ghost. Will never see us. Classic 2-game strategy for lunchtime gaming. Enjoy. Oh, it's a face. Cracks this class. That's funny. what the object of this game is. You can only touch attaching pieces, maybe? Just different. Anyhow, getting sidetracked by, by that inside game. Let's go ahead and watch some of these videos. So I can add user. It's 11 second. Okay.
You think it's murder? Clearly it's murder. What can I do to help?
Okay. We'll just add it to our session for right now.
Yeah, that's me. But February, that was months ago. What's that got to do with Simon's murder?
Okay, so I'm gonna put in February, and I'm going to also put Simon, so we know the person who died's name was. That to our session. These might be things that we're looking up later. Oh wait, I should pay attention to something real quick. 11 seconds. This was 6/27/1994. Which seems like it was closer to the murder. Because she's like, oh, you guys are talking about murder, like, and this is 7/1. So yeah, that one was after that one.
I didn't murder Simon. You've got it wrong. You've got the wrong person.
Okay. It's a couple days later, after they were talking about February. Add that to session for right now.
I'd like to speak to a lawyer now.
Yeah.
You have no murder weapon. You have nothing. And all these stories we've been telling each other. Just that. Stories.
Okay. Right, you should talk to a lawyer. I'm gonna put in stories. And weapon. Talk about the weapon in this. Okay, we'll add that to session. You can see they're in the same, like, clothing. Okay. Just leave it blank and hit search. Ooh. There are so many. Okay. We're limited to 5.
A black coffee, thanks. No sugar. Sweet enough as it is.
Okay. Flirty. This was 6/18, so this is prior to the... Okay. She likes her coffee black.
My name is Hannah.
Oh, Hannah.
H-A-N-N-A-H. It's palindrome. It reads the same backwards as forwards. It doesn't work from Merrick though. It's not quite symmetrical, but well, you get the idea. Sorry. Hannah Smith. I live at 31 Gladstone Street.
Her name's Hannah Smith. Gladstone Street. Might be useful to look up later.
Simon Smith. He works at Ernst Brothers Glass. They do windows, all kinds of glass. Simon does the more special work, mirror making, feature windows, artistic things, really beautiful things.
So, Simon Smith and Ernst. Spell it right, Ernst Brothers Glass. I'll also put glassmaker on here, just add it to our sessions. Getting some more information about Simon, who I'm guessing is her husband. Could be family member. Oh, we also know that her name is, well, no, we got Hannah in the last one, right? Gladstone Street.
Mobile phone? Yeah. Well, they have one for the glaziers, but it's only for work. It's in the kitchen. I saw it plugged into its charging cradle.
So, cell phone. Our mobile, we'll save mobile phone because that's what she says. Put just work phone. It's for work. Okay.
Simon is 6 foot, darkish blonde hair, average build. He's clean shaven. If his beard grows, it goes ginger, so he shaves it. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with ginger hair. Photo. It's a different photo. This was taken last year on holiday in Rome.
Okay. From holiday photo, blonde hair, ginger beard, clean shaven. I'm just using this as my notes tab because I don't have anywhere else to put notes. Add to our session. Okay, so let's start looking up some of these. Let's look up what we get for Simon. Okay, we've already seen some of the ones with Simon Smith's name. 61 entries, so let's go with these other couple.
It's the Rockington Arms, The Rock. It's run by a nice couple, Peter and Susan. There's some other regulars there that Simon likes to drink with, and the barmaid they have sometimes, Helen. Peter said Simon had been in and had a few drinks.
What's the name of the bar?
It's the Rockington Arms.
Rockington.
It's run by a
Rockington
nice
Arms.
couple, Peter and Susan. There's some other regulars there that Simon likes to drink with.
Helen, the barmaid.
Sometimes, Helen.
Okay.
Peter said Simon had been in and had a few drinks.
Okay. Peter, Rockington Arms, Helen, barmaid. Susan. Really quick, I just want to see what's again. Southeast Constable. Oh, there's other things. There's a DB checker. Database checker. Okay. Oh, it shows you kind of what volumes are missing. Volume 1. Wonder if it shows... Okay. We'll see if that gets filled up as we see different things.
Yes, there's an abstract one. No one uses it very much. There's a printer so you can write letters on it. Simon sometimes plays games, you know, and save the princess. That kind of thing.
Just gonna put Armstead and computer.
Simon isn't the type to run off or do anything crazy. Someone must have done something. There must have been some kind of accident. So what do we do next?
Accident. So I have a feeling she's probably saying, oh, there was an accident, there was an accident. What else should we say? Put that one. I'm just gonna go with that one. Because otherwise it's... someone did something to him, kind of implies murder, so... Alright, let's go back to our... Did I not put any notes on this one?
You think it's murder? Clearly it's murder. What can I do to help?
I want to put help. Okay. Let's see. Let's look up February. See how many database searches we get. 2, and we've seen 1. Let's see what else she says about February.
Well, I don't know. I probably had to pop out and get something. That's why I was speeding.
Oh, she was speeding.
And that wouldn't have been noted on my timesheet. But I really can't remember back to February.
Speeding. Let's go ahead and look up speeding. Actually, let's do timesheet as well. Let's see what she has to say about her speeding.
You must be desperate for leads if you're getting hung up over 6-month-old speeding tickets.
Okay. We'll do timesheet as well. Nope, shouldn't say timesheet again. Okay. So kinda did that. Did I not take any notes for this one?
I didn't murder Simon. You've got it wrong. You've got the wrong person.
I'm gonna write in wrong person and look that up. Oh, she says wrong person again. It's a different day. Toward the end of...
No! You're talking to the wrong person if you think I'm some kind of slut. You think I'm the kind of person that would have had sex with all those guys.
Didn't expect that. We're gonna look up that word. Woohoo! We got 9 entries. Okay. Let's see what happens, because this is interesting. She's talking about speeding tickets in this shirt. I want to go with this one first.
No, I was 15. Carl was older, 17, I think. I was really into him, regardless of how he actually behaved. Lots of drunken teenage sex. We did it in a church once. It's stupid. So he got tired of us and we split up after about 6 months. It was sad, but those early experiences, they help you realise who's really important to you, you know? Family.
Well, okay, we're gonna look up Carl at some point. We'll add that to the session. Okay. To go back to these, we already watched this one. Which I guess these ones come before that conversation, so.
Really? You get to ask me about my sex life? I mean, isn't that private?
Not in a murder investigation, unfortunately.
Are you married? How is your sex life? So, our sex life is probably fairly average for a couple after 10 years of marriage.
Let's look up marriage. So I think they were married. Okay, we got a couple more.
I hoover, I dust every week, maybe less. I once asked Eleanor how often I should dust, and she said, if people ask, tell them you do it once a week, but every few weeks is okay. I think she was just trying to make me feel better. I mean, when I was there, she was hoovering every day, ran an ordered house. You know how that generation is, putting on a brave front. She has secret stashes of cigarettes. Doug doesn't even know she smokes. When I was there, I saw her. She has these sort of porcelain vases, ornamental, next to the Reader's Digest books. Cigarettes inside. And she still has them. I mean, last time I was there, I looked in a vase. There was a fresh pack. I mean, all those years of marriage. And she still has a secret like that.
Secrets within marriage. We are going to secret Eleanor and Doug. Eleanor, Doug. Dig. We're just gonna add that to the section so that way we can look it up later.
Simon was very moral about that sort of thing. He wouldn't just walk out there and sleep with anyone.
Infidelity.
He wasn't that kind of guy. He took his marriage very seriously. After the kiss, the next time, he took me back to the house, to our parents' house, to their house. So, it was definitely him. I sometimes think he wanted to get caught to prove to himself that we were different people. He told me about his marriage, told me how his wife was completely different to me.
Oh, infidelity. That seems like okay. She had an affair. Let's look up infidelity. Nope. Cheating. Nope. We need to get more broad with our terms. Here's one.
Mum and Dad never knew what was going on. Got so good at it. We were so in sync that we'd use each other to cheat. If one of us had a hangover, the other one would go to school. Whoever was best at a subject would sit the exam. There were lots of differences between us. Some things one is better than the other at.
I'm sorry. Does she have a twin? Huh.
Twins? Really? Are you really asking me that question?
Yeah, I'm really asking that question.
Are you out of your mind? Twins?
Oh! Flashing of a flicker of a face? That was creepy.
Florence took me home with her. Mother hadn't been expecting twins and had a healthy baby. I guess she was just happy for Florence to clean up. Take away the evidence that this was anything but a occasion.
So she was separated at birth. Florence. Mother. Succession.
There were always princes and princesses. They were the special people, more important than the other characters in their stories. We knew we were like that. Twins. Magical. We were the princesses. We had a poster of Princess Diana from the newspaper up in our attic. Had pride and place. And underneath we used to put all our special things. When her engagement was announced, we were obsessed with everything she did. And later, when her life went so bad, we felt for her. Her divorce last year just kind of drew a line under things.
There was divorce? Are we talking... Wait. We're gonna follow that, but are we talking about Princess Diana, or... I think we might be talking about Princess Diana, so I'm gonna look up. See if... Nope, she doesn't mention divorce. It's gotta be Princess Diana's divorce. Alright, so we did that one. Let's follow. Kinda did the wrong person one. Let's look up lawyer. Oh, mentions it a couple times.
Can I leave? Are you going to arrest me? No. They'd laugh you out of the building. A lawyer would make mincemeat of you.
Okay.
Yes, I understand my rights. No, I don't need a lawyer.
Okay.
Yes, no lawyer. What are you going to arrest me for?
Okay. Look up stories. Should always have a lawyer. Ooh. This is the murder suit. We first heard about murder.
Okay. Sounds weird. I'm not great at making up stories.
Hmm. Oh, it's my history. Cool. It shows how many...
Yes, I read a lot as a child and watched lots of TV. Then the doll's house we had still have in the attic.
Oh, we should talk
It's kind
about
of a
attic.
fairy castle. We used to play up there and make up our own stories.
Fairy magic. Oh, and we gotta talk about the attic. Session.
Fairy tales.
Fairy tales.
Stories about lost princesses, evil witches, magical mirrors, and lost children. So you see, even before I knew the truth, I'd found it in those stories.
The truth. Add that to our session.
No, it was just me and her. It was the name they were going to call their first child. They talked about it and were going to try when it came back. Florence's family had a history of firstborn girls, so they were convinced it was going to be a girl. It's hard to know if this is all true. These are stories I remember, that I read when I was a child. Maybe I misread. Maybe I misunderstood.
Five Eve.
Sometimes it's hard to remember what happened last week.
I'm gonna put Eve in here. The session. It's interesting. Last one.
I'm not sure where the dollhouse came from.
Oh, dollhouse would be good.
I don't know if it was given to them or they inherited it. I mean, they wouldn't have had the money to buy it. It was so huge. It must have been taken up to the attic in parts and then reassembled up there. It's a beautiful thing. Wallpaper to scale, little furniture, lights work,
Yeah, I think we're gonna do
mirrors, beds, duvets and pillows. We spent hours and hours playing it, invented all these characters and families who lived there. We wrote paperwork for them all, passports, diaries, gave them all really elaborate stories. Once, a moth got trapped in there. We'd left a light on. It was making the most horrendous noise. We tried to kill it, but it was tough.
Who kills
We
good?
ended up crushing it under a copy of the Arabian Nights.
And yeah, I think we're gonna have to look up attic. We'll get a couple more.
Yes. I inherited it from my parents, so it made sense to move back, me and Simon. Felt like going back to old ways before the pregnancy. Reminded me of being a girl, the dollhouse in the attic, old things. We didn't sleep in my parents' bedroom for a long time. We decorated it as soon as we moved in, but it was another year before we started sleeping there.
Inherit. Let's talk about that dollhouse. If there's anything else.
Could the hairs have come from somewhere else?
Hairs.
Could they? We have a lot of dolls in the attic. There's a Rapunzel doll with long blonde hair. Could they have come from there?
Definitely looking up hair, because I feel like there's hair evidence.
She recognized me from the window. She told me to come inside, and she hid me. They had made the attic into a place where Hannah could play. It was a dollhouse. She hid me up there. No one else ever went into the attic. It was her place.
Okay. So this is not Hannah. So the other person is Hannah. Okay. Oh, I wanted to look up a weapon. She only says weapon once, so. Oh, yeah. Hannah. Look up every time Hannah is mentioned. I feel like it's gonna be a lot. Yeah, 18. Oh, she takes a lie detector test at some point. Okay, let's see what this is. Okay, so I don't think the white and blue. Or is she talking to herself? Oh, Eve. We got another Eve. We're gonna have to look up Eve. Tapping. Okay. I think I want to look up Eve next. After this. That's the big one. The tapping is really strange. I have a couple more.
Yes, my name is Hannah Smith. Oh, shit. Sorry.
No, she said she is Hannah Smith. Oh shit, sorry. What? Is she trying being a liar there to prove that it works? It does say. Oh no, that's what I looked up. Huh. Lie detector. Add to session.
Across the road, where my parents first lived there, was a midwife called Florence.
Okay.
When Hannah was born, I was born at the same time. The midwife was there to help. I'd been throttled by the cord, probably wrapped around my neck by Hannah. The midwife told my mother I was dead.
Oh, Florence is not
But
a
I
good
wasn't.
person.
She wrote all this stuff in a diary. Amazing what people will admit to on paper.
Diary's the first. Oh! Diary? Okay, let's look up Eve, because I want to know what that's about. A couple.
Well, my friend Eve. I mean, she was a friend from when I was a kid. And she was always more popular with the boys, and I used to hate her for it. I mean, really hate it sometimes.
Hate. See if she says hate anymore.
Yes. We'd fight. We fought on the beach once, and I held Eve's head underwater. There was no one else around. It was at the far end of the beach, and I held her head under, and I kept it up. And for a moment, just wanted to kill her and watch her drown. But that was it. It was just a moment. We made up after. It was a love-hate relationship.
You held around? We're gonna have to look up kill, because that was held her up. Okay. See if there's anything else on this Eve person.
A police station. Yeah. When I was young, we ran away on my birthday. Bob Dylan was playing in London and we thought we could break into his tour bus and have him take us with him. The taxi driver we paid to drop us off, I mean, we'd saved money, pinched a bit here and there to pay for the fare. He was suspicious because we were so young, so he told the police. So they came and picked us up and took me back to Portsmouth. My mum picked me up from the station. But I blamed everything on my friend Eve. My parents let me off.
Ooh, scapegoat. I don't think I need it actually. Let's watch this one.
My mother called me Eve.
Alright, we're gonna look up Florence now. So if she's Eve.
Florence raised me in her home. I never left it. She kept me out of sight. It wasn't odd for people to see a midwife with a baby, carrying in supplies, washing nappies, that sort of thing. I never knew any different. I grew up looking out of my window and seeing her across the road. I thought it was like a reflection in the mirror. She was me.
Oh, creepy face again.
Florence was a warm, kind person.
They talk about mirrors
But she
a
was
lot.
broken. When I found her diary, I also
Diary again.
found a biscuit tin with other stuff in it. Older papers, letters, that kind of thing. Her story was in there. I never really spoke to her about it. I was far too young to really understand, I guess. I just put it together later, once I was older. She had love, children, planned to have a large family. But her husband died in the war. And that was back when you married for life. She never felt like she could marry again. Isn't that strange? She was a widow from her 20s. But, I mean, I guess it was different then. You married for life and she felt she could never marry again. I guess it was harder, a war widow. One of the dead. I don't know, maybe there was more to it than that. I don't really know.
Widow, she says it a couple times. Gladstone Street would be good to look up. It only says it once. Okay, Ernst Brothers Glass. Look up glass. Oh, we can get a couple. Only 5 entries found, so that's nice.
No, he doesn't have any tattoos. He has a scar down here near his stomach, past his hip. Cut himself with some glass. That was before, a long time ago. He looks just like the photo. He's not got his glasses on here though. He takes them off with the camera. But he needs them to see properly, you know. He has to read a newspaper or a menu in a restaurant. Not book so much, or watching TV.
Great, Simon likes TV.
It wasn't the present so much. It was one of those arguments that had been simmering for a while. The present was a mirror. A nice mirror. He'd engraved the glass, the kind of mirror a princess would have in a story. He made it especially for me.
Yeah, we're gonna look up mirror after this. I don't know why I did that. That's okay.
Look, on his clothes, that would make sense. He made it by hand. I mean, he brushes the silver onto the glass. It's not how they make mirrors these days. I mean, he made the mirror and he gave it to me.
Oh, he gave it to two different. He made the mirror for two different women. Or the same woman.
No. I've had enough coffee for today, thanks. That's what.
Okay. So we're gonna go mirror.
The mirror. I can't remember. I put it somewhere safe. Upstairs, I think. Haven't looked at it since.
Interesting.
Silverleaf? No. He normally silvers them properly. This mirror, it's supposed to look antique. The reflection isn't as good. It's the perfect mirror for someone who doesn't like to look at their own reflection.
Reflection. Let's look up reflection. Oh, we got a couple more from this one.
Yes. The first time we saw each other, it was strange. We both realised at the same moment, I think. We must have seen each other before, but there was this instant when we first realised it wasn't a reflection. The reflection was staring back. I think I was 5. It was my birthday. My reflection was wearing a party hat and waving. I knew what party hats were from books. And it suddenly occurred to me, I waved back and we just spent ages waving at each other and copying each other's movements. Mother wanted me to grow my hair long, but I kept cutting it myself. I wanted to look like my reflection. She always had short hair when she was little. Mother would hide the scissors, but I would find a way. Cut it with a bread knife, something like that. My reflection would always leave her house and go on adventures, but I never could. Mother taught me at home, and I had books and TV. TV was magical, but it was only on when it wanted to be, so I spent a lot of time reading books. I wanted to see my reflection. I thought that if I touched her, something would happen. We would become one.
I have a feeling that this
one girl.
She has DID.
The fairy tale was over, the witch was dead, and I'd be restored to my rightful place.
Ooh. Creepy face. Let's look up Dollhouse real quick. I don't remember. Actually, I can look at my history. Did I look up the Dollhouse? No. Ooh. Get one more.
The legal stuff was completed very quickly. Hannah moved back in with Simon. Eric gave Simon the week off to help with the move. He decorated, modernised wallpaper curtains. Hannah insists the attic be left as it was, dollhouse and all. Simon never went up there.
Eric. Let's look up Eric. Ooh. Quite a few names.
He was wearing a shirt, a blue turtleneck shirt and jeans. He has a watch. It's a really nice one. It's a gift from his boss, Eric.
Simon's boss,
coat,
Eric.
a long grey duffel coat, black pants there. He would have taken that with him. It's not in the house.
Puffer coat.
So, it was Friday evening. We had an argument. He left. On Saturday, he didn't come back. I waited all day. He was supposed to go help Eric out with something on the Saturday afternoon. They had a job. He didn't show. So Eric was ringing on the phone. I checked at the Rock, that's our local. They said they'd seen him on the Friday night, but not since. He still wasn't back this morning.
Yeah, I have to look
Isn't like him at all.
The Rock.
Still not back by dinner time. It's getting dark again. So I decided to come see you. His parents haven't had anything either.
Huh. See, right. There we go. A little better on my head. Okay, we're gonna have to look up the Rock, because apparently we went for drinks there.
Yes, there's a car that we share, a Cavalier, and a van he uses for work. It's owned by Eric, but we look after it. Both of them are there now, parked in the street. I'm not sure about the keys for the van. I can look you when I get back.
We can look up van too.
Yes, that would be in his wallet. It's a Visa, a silver one. He doesn't like to spend money he doesn't have, so he usually pays with cash. But Eric convinced him to get one.
Put these on the lookup things. It's not as compelling as other things.
Eric's like an uncle to him. They were pretty close. They spend a lot of time with each other, especially when they have to go to conferences. Have you met his wife, Diane?
Diane. Also need to look up boss. See if we can get more information about Eric since they're so close. Let's look up The Rock. Dwayne The Rock Johnson. We only get 2 more. Okay.
God, I don't know. I mean, I guess The Rock. We've spoken to everyone there. Someone must have seen where he went. I don't know. So many things could have gone wrong.
Interesting. See again here.
No, no one has been in the last few weeks. We had a plumber come in 3-4 weeks ago. Someone sang the new from The Rock.
Plumber. We're at the end of these, so we'll look up plumber. Just to see what that's about. Nope. Okay. Heater. Actually, we're gonna do this. Dead glass maker. Let's just look up phone. Oh, we get a couple more.
Sure. Yes, of course, if that would help. Will you phone the house to let me know when you want to come round? Make sure that I'm there.
Okay.
It was after dinner. I'd spoken to Sam's parents on the phone. I looked up for an early night and I suddenly had this thought. I think it was something his mum had said. She'd been speaking about old stuff, sad stuff, about when we lived there, about the baby. There's some boxes in the cellar, nursery stuff we never needed and I never had the heart to throw out. I suddenly remembered that when I'd looked down there the week before, those boxes, that pile was in the wrong place. I went cold all over. I went down there with a torch and went straight to the back, and that's when I saw the bin bags. Pulled them open, saw the body. I screamed and that's when I called the police.
Uh-oh. We need to look up cellar. I'll finish this one, but I'm looking up cellar. I think that's where they found the body.
I got to Glasgow, I was exhausted, so I pulled over and slept in the car. I woke up because a rubbish truck went past. I got some petrol, bought a coffee and a pastry, tried calling someone from the payphone, and then headed back. Thing was wrong. The bags, I think they were from our kitchen. You can probably check that. We don't go into the cellar. It's just a place we put things we don't need. Dad used to grow mushrooms there. The bags were taped up. I think it was fossil tape. I think it was ours.
Bags.
Well, fine, considering. I got back into the house today, and that was weird, knowing your people had been there through my things. It's like I'd been burgled. And worse, obviously. I haven't lived in the cellar yet. They sent a cleaner in. As good as new, he said. But they had to throw some stuff out. Couldn't get the blood out. And I'm still waiting to hear from the coroner so we can get a date set for the funeral. It's going to be a cremation. So,
Cremation. Funeral. I also want to talk about the baby situation that's been getting. We talked about pregnancy
it
and
happened very
baby.
quickly. We hardly had to talk to each other. We agreed almost finally. The baby was what mattered. We'd help each other.
What baby?
We cleaned up. We bagged up the broken mirror, her clothes. They're gone. We took him down to the cellar.
Oh.
We had an alibi, and we wanted the body to be found later. We wanted to have suspicion on us so we could then disprove it rather than have it linger. Better to keep the body in the house than risk being seen with it. The watch, that was my touch.
Oh,
To make sure the alibi stuck.
co-conspirator. Where's the end of that one? Let's look up the baby real quick. What's going on? Got a couple. 17 entries.
We spent the wedding night in a hotel in Brighton. It would have been too much to do more. We were saving for the baby. It was wonderful to be in a hotel, away from home, just alone together. Since then, we've always tried to get away for our holiday.
Okay.
We couldn't afford our own place. Simon dropped out of school, went full-time with the Glaziers. That was Eric's generosity. We moved in with his mum and dad. They had a spare room for us and the baby. It was a nice change, time to myself, living there for those months, full of hope.
So at some point she was pregnant. That might have been why they got married.
I lost the baby.
Oh.
Had a miscarriage at 8 months. We carried on living at Simon's parents until, well, it was only a few months after.
A few months after what? Don't get the end of that sentence.
Yes.
Oh,
It was a
maybe
shock
he
to
died.
him. I mean, we never thought it was possible. I don't know what he... I mean, I hadn't decided whether to keep the baby. I wasn't really ready to talk to him about it.
Interesting. Let's look up watch, see if it's at any other time. Got 2 more watches.
I guess you could call it that, but we were both happy to get married. It was a beautiful wedding. We had our first dance to Come Back and Stay. I'm not sure if that's a good wedding song, but I loved it. I chose it. I mean, it was genuinely our first dance. We'd never danced together before. It was probably
Interesting.
awful to watch, but I enjoyed it.
Watch.
It felt like it was just me and Simon for that moment. Just the two of us. Yeah, that's Simon's watch. It was a gift from Eric. He got it this year. It was a wedding anniversary gift. Steel. It would have been Diane who chose it. She has really nice taste. That time, you must eliminate me. I was in Glasgow then.
Ah, the alibi. Put in Glasgow. I'll probably just look it up next. All in orange for this.
I got in the car and I drove. I just kept driving north. Just kept going, just wanted to get as far away as I could. When I finally stopped, I was all the way up in Glasgow. I was so tired. Just had to sleep. No, I don't think so. Glasgow was deserted that early in the morning.
Like, did anyone see you in Glasgow?
When I arrived in Glasgow, I was exhausted. The streets were empty. I was driving badly. And I hit a taxi. Not a big crash, just paintwork.
Maybe that's why the speeding
The guy
tickets are
was
important.
so pissed off because I didn't have a driving license on me. But when I told him I was pregnant, he made sure I got to the hospital so they could check me out. It was fine. The hospital must have details when I was looked at. There's a scratch on the car.
Pregnant. More.
I got pregnant. Both our parents had a big powwow. We weren't even in the room. And they decided we should get married.
Yep, seems like the first pregnancy. Was there a second pregnancy?
Yes, I'm fine. I won't be sick again. This happens some days. I'm pregnant.
Yep, currently
It's
pregnant.
morning sickness.
Interesting.
Well, yes. I found out on my birthday.
Her birthday's come up a couple times.
It's Rapunzel. The story starts when she's born. Mother Gothel, a witch, takes Rapunzel from her parents and keeps her locked up in this tower. Rapunzel gets pregnant by the prince. Mother Gothel is furious, so she cuts off her hair and throws it.
Can I not look up hair
her
yet?
hair's already short hair, so that's already happened. So she throws her into the wilderness, and Rapunzel is reunited with the prince, who's blind. But she kills him with her tears, and so it's a happy ending. Is that too much?
I need to look up hair. I don't think I have yet. Wait. What was the thing I wanted to look up from this thing?
It's
Sorry.
Rapunzel.
Yep, nope.
The story starts when she's born.
No Rapunzel. It's this one. There was something I wanted to look up.
Well, yes. You found out on my
Birthday. That's what I was going to look up. Okay. I'll add that to the thing. Look up hair. Ooh. She has a song?
What kind of hairs?
Top of hairs. Haven't here.
You want me to play something? I'm not the world's greatest. Okay? Probably needs tuning. How about a traditional ballad? Should be right up your street.
It feels so disjointed because you get in these spits and spats of information.
Two sisters came walking by the sea. Oh, the eldest one pushed the other one in. Oh, the dreadful. See, they both had a love for the captain's son, for the wind and the rain, but he only cared for the youngest one. Oh, the dreadful.
Huh.
The eldest envied her sister.
Kind of seems like their
Oh, the
relationship.
wind and the rain, with a pretty little face and a long, long hair. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain.
Long blonde hair.
So she pushed her in and held her down. Oh, the wind and the rain. Watched her as she slowly drowned. All the dreadful wind and rain. She floated up and she floated down. Oh, the wind and the rain.
Interesting.
The ship came by. All the dreadful wind and rain.
You can copyright me.
Out comes the captain's son. Oh, the wind and the rain. Father dear, here swims and swans. Oh, the dreadful wind and then it gets really weird, so I think that's a good place to stop.
It gets really weird then. Okay. Long blonde hair. So I've heard that. We're gonna look up birthday after that, I think. Oh, we get one more. We get a second course.
Really? Here's the rest. Made a body on the doctor. Oh, the wind and the rain. Till a fiddler with a fiddle came walking by. On a dreadful wind and rain. Made a fiddle bow of her long hair. Oh, the wind and the rain. Yes, he made a fiddle bow of her long blonde hair. On a dreadful wind and rain. And made fiddle pegs of her finger bows. On the wind and the rain. Yes, he made fiddle pegs from her finger bows. On the dreadful wind and rain. Made a fiddle out of her breastbone. On the wind and rain.
I might want to look up fiddle just because I think it'd be hilarious.
On the dreadful wind. The only tune that the fiddle could play. Oh, the wind and the rain. Yes, the only tune that the fiddle could play. Oh, the dreadful.
Interesting. There's clapping.
Anything you sing may be used as evidence against you.
That's just odd. I'm gonna look up fiddle. I can't help myself. Nope. Not fibble. Fiddle. Nope. Okay. It's the only thing. Look up rain, maybe. Oh, just those. Okay. I'm guessing wind is the same way. Just having fun with it. Okay. We are all going to look. We're also going to look up birthday. Ooh, got a couple more. See what's going on here.
Yes, that's my birthday. Not one of the big ones, but I guess you can see that. It was my birthday, like you said. We were going to have a meal at home. We had our meal. He gave me his present. I guess I didn't like the present.
Ooh, present. I guess I didn't like the present. Wouldn't you know if you like the present or not?
Oh, when I woke up. Okay. I woke up. Simon was already up, and he made me birthday breakfast of eggs Benedict. We both had to go to work, so we saved presents till later. So I got to work, had some birthday cake. Children sang me happy birthday. Then I came home. The birthday meal was a takeaway, and Simon gave me his present, which I didn't mind. And after that, we talked about the baby. It turned into a big argument.
Yeah, argument.
Simon left. I was furious. I wanted to get as far away as I could. and get some space to think. So I left.
Okay. That was this one. Yeah. And I think it's kind of the last one too. An argument.
A week or so ago. It would have been the Saturday before my birthday. You know, I get like that on the weekends, have a lie-in, then want to get up and blitz the house.
Okay. Let's look up argument. We got a couple more 9 entries too.
I think he spoke to Helen. She said he was upset about her argument. I'm not sure what else he said. He likes Helen. He likes blondes.
Who's on again? Blondes. Click. Can't tell if I clicked.
Married couple stuff. Stupid argument. Nothing specific. No one knows how to push your buttons better than those you're close to. No. I mean, yes, we have arguments, but it never runs off. He always comes back. We make up. It's always that way.
Tell the barmaid.
Yes. He left after the argument. It was about 8 o'clock.
Helen is the barmaid. Let's look up Helen. She seems to be blonde and a bit of a touchy subject. Oh, no. She barmaid. Nope. Okay. Blonde. Nope. Only one different.
This other person doesn't exist. I don't know what the blonde wig is, but it could be anything. Have you looked at the cat flap?
Wig. We're gonna look up wig. Wig seems a little odd. Ooh, okay. Got a couple hits.
A wig? You mean, but what type of wig?
We know it's a blonde wig.
No, I've never worn a wig. What kind of wig? The parents decided there would be a wedding. After the wedding, Hannah moved in with his parents. There was no way I could follow, so we were separated again. I stayed in the attic. It was hard. It's like I suddenly didn't exist.
Ooh.
I would sneak out, but in case anyone recognized me, I started wearing a wig.
Oh.
Hannah and I would meet up in the park. I was trying to get pregnant, but I couldn't. I mean, I couldn't do it with anyone we knew, so it was sex with strangers, drunk guys I'd met in clubs, parks, and alleyways.
That's
I was
strange.
17.
She was 17.
It felt like I was being punished. But it was Hannah who had betrayed us.
Us?
I had to stop when one of the guys gave me an STD. When we met up, it was disturbing. For the first time, my reflection, she didn't look like me. She was fatter, flushed.
She's pregnant.
If anything, I was getting skinnier. Found it hard to look sometimes. We talked about what to do. Was it time to become our own people? And that seemed like the right thing to do, but neither of us wanted it. We agreed that her and Simon would get their own place as soon as possible, and then I could move in. And that was the plan.
I'm gonna look up the word plan. Yeah. So they were switching during their relationship, maybe, and she wore a blonde wig, and she wanted to get pregnant because she had to keep up the pretense of their relationship because she was also pregnant.
This was about 9. I went round and she was waiting for me. She was furious and so angry, the kind of anger you can only have towards yourself. We screamed at each other, argued, cried, we fought. I hit her back, left a bruise. I had my wig on from performing, she tore it off. Eventually, we grew tired of fighting and I left.
This is a good thing to look up too, but I want to look up plan first because interesting. Okay, that's the only thing. Where were we? Let's look up Peter. Nope. Susan. Okay. The time they're mentioned is in that one. Arms, computer. Nope. If she talks about accident at all.
When I was 8, Mother died.
Ooh,
she slipped down the stairs. It was an accident. I had read a diary at that point and I knew she wasn't my real mother. So I burned the diary that day and I left. Walked out and across the street.
Oh, so they had met it early. Definitely, yeah. I get you, dude. Did I look up diary report? I don't think so, because yeah, there's 2 years.
No, he doesn't keep a diary. That's my thing. I've kept one, well, as long as I can remember, since I was a girl. It helps make sense of my day. And when you're forced to put something into words, it just gives you perspective. Everyone's on the same page.
Yeah. See what else. Another diary reference.
Just became our way of life. We would swap places and take it in turns to do things. And we were very careful. Whoever had been out that day would come back and write a detailed diary so that we were on the same page. We had a list of rules that said what we could and couldn't do in any given situation. It was exhaustive.
She's definitely guilty.
Rules for things that could only ever happen inside of imagination.
But what's crazy, Onion, because I'm guessing you haven't been watching since the beginning.
Permutations of future events and agree rules to walk our way through them.
She is a twin. Yeah. Okay. So what we know is That's the actual twin, the one that just started talking. Uh, that's the twin, theoretically, because that's what she says, that they're twins that were separated at birth, and then they would, like at 8 or 9, her mother dies, slipped down the stairs. This woman's mother dies, slips down the stairs, so she ended up moving in with the girl, and they would switch places, and she would live in the attic, while Hannah, the person whose husband dies, was it's just crazy. So Hannah would live normal life, but they would switch places, and she just told, had a diary where they detailed their days out, and then Hannah got pregnant. I don't know what this girl, the twins' name is yet, but Hannah would go, got pregnant, was forced to marry Simon. Simon's the individual who died, who got murdered. And then later on in the relationship, she lost that baby. And then later on in the relationship, she got pregnant again. And then the twin, went out and was just sleeping with anyone to try to get pregnant so that they could continue to switch places. And but she had to stop that because she got an STD. It's just wild, man. Because she wanted to keep and she's like, oh no, I'm getting thinner and Hannah's getting fatter, so we won't be able to switch places anymore. And I'm not sure. As you look at all the different clips, there's different outfits for each clip, and I'm pretty sure the dark blue is Hannah. I'm not sure of some of the other ones, and the orange is Hannah. I'm pretty sure. It's just crazy. Um, all right, getting back into the story. Oh yeah, Carl. I wonder who Carl actually slept with. Carl was her first time, I guess. I don't know. Oh, we're gonna talk about Carl some. See, I think these two are the same one. This is the twin, I think.
Was he my first? No need to be so coy.
Hold on. I actually don't know if I I I don't know if that's why he killed her. They got into an argument, he went to go drink, and we haven't gotten to that part as to why that she killed Simon. Or why either of them would have killed Simon. It could have been the twin to prevent her Simon from to prevent him from finding out, or he found out, or it could have been Hannah for a different reason that we're not sure of, but we actually don't have the motive yet.
Was he my first? No need to be so coy. No, he wasn't my first. That would have been Carl.
Tattoo's interesting.
He was a local boy in a band. He was a bit of a shit, but he was sexy. We were 15.
Learn more about Carl.
Family.
Oh, that's it.
So Carl fucked off, and then there were other boys here and there, and then Simon.
The tattoo is throwing me off. Because you don't see it in this woman, like one of the other people. You don't see it on her arm.
Differences?
Oh, here we go.
She's a better driver than me. She passed the test for us. I tried to take it and nearly crashed the car. Learned that you can't rely on confidence to get you through everything. She is the shy one. She was especially shy around boys. If Hannah liked a boy, I would have to pursue him. It was that way with Carl. I met him first. She had such a crush. I let him take my virginity after night that his band had played at. It got difficult. When I was with Carl, we would have sex, but Hannah couldn't let him see she was a virgin. She had lots of excuses. After a while, we decided that I should take Hannah's virginity.
What?
It's not that different to a bruise, pulling a tooth, a graze. We used a hairbrush.
Oh, okay.
After that, we took it in turns, though. I was always the one who seduced the boys.
That's a way to go about it. Interesting.
Hannah was so smitten with Simon. She started getting jealous, didn't want to share. Even the first date, we went to see Tom Cruise at the Old Odeon. We both went, kept changing places in the toilet. We only had one best dress, so we had to keep swapping clothes. I thought we had terrible bladder problems. The next date, it was my turn. At the end, I let him kiss me, but that was it. We didn't want another Carl in our hands, and the Ouija board had said.
The Ouija board had said?
After that, it was Hannah's turn, and she slept with him. Broke the rules.
Oh, they do have rules. That's a good thing to look up.
She wanted to be the first.
Oh.
I mean, that's when she got pregnant.
Yeah,
from that one time.
Because she broke the rules. Yeah, high face. Let's see if there's anything on rules. There's two.
Okay. She's being chased. They're trying to catch her because she did something bad. I guess she broke the rules. Or maybe they think she did something bad. Maybe it wasn't her fault. She looks scared, not guilty. Maybe it was mistaken identity.
Oh, interesting.
Did they catch her there? I don't know. It lasted about 6 months. I tried to carry on, but everything was different. Hannah insisted I not pretend to be her around Simon.
That makes sense.
We didn't share him like the others. The rules had changed. Me living in the attic had become weird in a way it hadn't been before.
Yo, it would. Oh, yeah, I was gonna look up secret. See if there's any. Got a couple hits.
It was supposed to be a secret. Just because Simon is dead doesn't mean I have to give up all his secrets. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to Simon. No one murdered my husband because he cheated his expenses for a romantic weekend in Oxford.
Okay.
When we weren't together, we would send secret messages by tapping out a code that we'd love
Tapping.
The knock code. Something prisoners of war would use.
She totally taps in one of the videos.
Out on radiator pipes or the attic floor.
Let's see if we see any more tapping. Be interesting.
But we couldn't find any. Bought a cat anyway.
Let us find tapping. Nope. It's just those two, and that's not even the one. Yeah, I think that is the one. Okay. That's okay. I'm gonna look up Eleanor. Chit chat? What's that? No. Okay. No, Eleanor. Doug. Ooh, Doug has a bit. Let's find out what's going on with Doug.
Yeah. I've been round to Doug and Eleanor's and they're very worried. I feel sorry for them. I got a job to contribute, you know. Doug knew someone and I got a job as a dinner lady at the primary school. He said it didn't matter if I could cook or not, just don't poison the kids. So you see, it's always been complicated between me and Simon. It's never just been the two of us. There's always been pressure.
Oh, not the two of us. That's creepy. Pressure. Complicated.
Okay. I parked up in the street. It was busy, so I had to park down the end of the road. Walked up, knocked on the door, no answer. I took my keys out of my bag and unlocked the door. The main lock was unlocked. You can tell because the key doesn't turn when you try to turn it to the left. I walked in. Simon's coat wasn't on the peg. I couldn't see his shoes in the shoe rack. I shouted out.
I look up coat.
I walked straight into the kitchen because he usually sits in there to have a cup of tea and read his paper. But he wasn't there. I touched the kettle. It was cold. I looked quickly in the living room. Nothing. I walked upstairs to the bedroom and he wasn't there. I didn't search for him because it was pretty clear he wasn't there. I had a shower. The phone rang whilst I was in the shower. I didn't answer it. I think it was Eric. Then I was just exhausted. So I lay down on the bed and sleep, though I didn't mean to. I woke up a couple of hours later and I was surprised to see no one in the bed next to me. And then I remembered where I was and what had happened. That's when Eric called again. This time I spoke to him. Then I called Doug and Eleanor. And then I decided to come and see you. That enough?
One more.
1984 was an awful year in the end. We were living at Doug and Eleanor's. I lost the baby at the end of spring and my parents died in the summer. It was a hot summer, a heat wave. So when they discovered the bodies, it was just awful. Because of the circumstances, them dying together like that, they brought in a lot of police. A forensic entomologist. I had to look that up. It was because of the heat. It's just...
Forensics is a good word too. Body. I'll look up tattoo, because that tattoo thing is driving me nuts. If I spell tattoo right would be good. She's gonna talk about that, because I'm very confused.
Oh, my tattoo. I got it to express my individuality. It's an apple and a snake.
Interesting.
So I moved out. Got a small bed sit. Got my tattoo to mark the occasion.
Yeah, they're the same.
I was singing in a bar in the evenings. So I had some money, enough money to cover my rent.
Sings,
And I've
apparently.
been doing something similar ever since. I haven't put down any roots. I don't exist.
It's true, she doesn't really. She does sing. There's a guitar section in this, which is interesting.
He saw me singing one of my shows. Pure chance. Not sure I remember what he was even doing there. Afterwards, I had a drink at the bar and he came over and we got talking. I knew who he was. Obviously, I knew who he was. But he didn't know who I was. He was fascinated by the likeness. He guessed my name from my tattoo. Told me it was a palindrome. That would impress me. I enjoyed talking to him. It was amazing to be able to sit and interact and talk to him after all this time. He didn't tell me he was married.
We're gonna look up palindrome.
I'm not sure what he was thinking. He later told me it was like
Hannah.
he was dreaming.
It's also palindrome.
A waking dream.
And dream. Oh, palindrome. Palindrome. Palindrome? I don't know if I know how to spell it. Palindrome. Oh god. How do you spell palindrome? I'm gonna Google it. Palindrome. Okay. Not crazy. Her name. Did she say monkey, snake, and... Let's go back to tattoo. Oh, I think I have my history here.
Oh, my tattoo. I got it to express my individuality.
Snake with an apple?
It's an apple and a snake.
Apple and a snake. Huh. Let's look up snake. Oops, sorry. Hand is a palindrome. Florence. Her name is also okay. Look up attic. Thought we did. Yes, we did. Okay. Look up fairy again. Fairy magical. Magic. Oh, 2 new ones.
When beautiful people died, we always felt like it was a sign. You remember Princess Grace? Grace Kelly? She died in a car crash the year before we met Simon. We used a Ouija board to speak to her, and that gave us the power to find him. That's what we thought then. That people who died tragically leave some kind of magic behind. We used to share dreams. We used to wake up and write them down in our diaries immediately and compare them.
Interesting. stream again. And Ouija board. Ouija board. I have to figure out how to spell that, but that's fine. Even though it's spelled in the video. Let's see what else.
I think it was that time, the first time at the house, in his bed, that I got pregnant. Amazing, right? This fucking magic sperm.
So she got pregnant too
Right twice.
by Simon.
I didn't tell him. I was 3 periods. I had pretty irregular periods anyway, but 3. I had always thought we were infertile. Both of us. I didn't tell him. Waited. Hannah and I were meeting for our birthday, and I told her because I thought she would be happy for us both.
Why? You got pregnant? You got... You got pregnant by your sister's husband. It's like a fairy.
Sorry. The picture, the way it's drawn, just reminded me of the books we used to read as children. I read those fairy tales over and over, and they were so real.
I got like a Ouija board.
Rapunzel was my favourite.
Mm-hmm.
My brain is just full of it. How many of these in colour?
I guess she looks at some Rorschach or storybook paintings.
And the Glaziers. I worked there some weekends, and someone had a part-time job there too. That was Eric's generosity. He was always good at helping out other people's children. Simon was quiet, more thoughtful than the other boys. Even then, he had a sense of craftsmanship. Wasn't always rushing stuff. Boys that age are just running around like headless chickens most of the time. You know? Plus, he had that look. He looked like a fairy tale prince from one of my books. Simon never cheated on me. He was devoted
with
to
me.
And I was devoted to him. Nothing in life is easy. We were good to each other. Life isn't a fairy tale. Do what you can. Well, she wasn't my real mother, but she raised me. Do you want to hear the story? It's a real life fairy tale.
Yeah, it's real creepy. I don't look up how you spell Ouija board though. Even though I watched it. Did twice. Just one, please. Nope. No more references to that, so. Looks like a truth. She talks. Nope. Only talks about it in that clip.
Okay. I'll try my best to remember. Let me see. Yes. I drove in here because I remember well, I went over the river. And then there was a church there. Yeah. And I probably parked, well, I remember seeing a street sign called Princess Street. There it
Princess
is.
and Princess is pretty big.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it must be this one. There.
Hmm.
If anyone really changes, you just become more yourself. Simon was my prince, and that hasn't changed.
Hmm. She says princess a lot.
Yeah, we were 17. It was a nice wedding, people said. Simon looked very handsome in the photos.
Oh, so they were
His
young,
parents
they
paid
got
for everything,
married.
but he's an only child, so it was important to them. It was what they called a shotgun wedding, but if you looked at the photos, you couldn't tell. The dress was beautiful. It looked like Princess Diana's. The train wasn't quite as long, though. There's a great photo of the bridesmaid helping to carry it out of the car.
Hmm.
We were obsessed with fairy tales. Not just the pretty, pretty ones, but the traditional ones. They were dark and real,
Yeah, they
bizarre and violent. Felt like life. We had this huge old book that I think Mum must have bought from a library sale. The illustrations had thin tracing paper over them to protect them. They were in colour, shiny plates. At the front of the book was the index of illustrations. We read that more than the actual stories. We'd read aloud the captions and flip between the pictures. There was something intimate about peeling back the tracing paper, undressing the pictures. Rapunzel's hair was cut.
Talk about Rapunzel a lot.
The eagle plucks out his heart. The princess pricks her finger.
It's like a Rapunzel. See if anything new is here. One. It's the loneliest number.
To the house? Sorry, I messed it up with all that Rapunzel stuff. Do you need me to do that card again?
Interesting. I wonder if they're starting to get on to the fact that she's not. She's not her, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. In that video, nope. Unhurt hair, we looked up already. Even tapping, I looked up E. She was on a lie detector at some point. Here we go. A couple of things going on.
Yes. I'll take a lie detector test.
Okay, she agrees to it. We see her with it.
I've never taken a lie detector test before. Does it really work? My name. That was the only question I failed.
Yeah.
Your lie detector works.
Let's look up name.
I would have been a good mother. I was young, but I would have been a good mother. She was a girl, by the way, the baby. We were going to call her Sarah. Simon wanted to call her Ava after his nana, but I didn't want her to have a symmetrical name.
Interesting.
Okay, You got me. I'll confess. We were there. It was a dirty weekend. Simon was going to expense it, pretend it was a business trip. I used a made-up name. We stayed at the hotel, had room service, didn't leave the room.
Made-up name.
View of the river, and you could hear the church bells. Like you said, it was very romantic.
Oh, so she went on a romantic getaway with Simon after they met in the bar. Let's look up Sing real quick, because she was apparently singing for him. Nope. Bar. Here we go. Couple of hits.
Are you sure? What would he be doing in Oxford if there was no conference? I remember calling him. He said it was boring and he spent most of the time at the bar. Nothing else happened that night. We talked, then I said goodbye. Then next week I was singing in the bar again, and there he was. And again the next week, he offered to buy me a meal. I told him I had already eaten.
Yeah, look
So I got chips and ate on the beach instead. And we said goodbye. He asked me to kiss him. Romantic.
We're at 50% of the database.
I told her it was one of my boyfriends, someone I had met in the bar. I think she was happy. But I could tell she was thinking, why couldn't it happen to her and Simon? They were the ones with the real love.
Pregnant.
Why not them?
She was happy for her. Let's look up some Oxford. Only one other hit.
There was a conference, something to do with double glazing in Oxford.
Okay. What was the other thing I was gonna say? Bar was the last one. Alright, let's go back here. I looked up diary already. Yes. She hated Eve. Nope. I shouldn't say hate again. Interesting. Oh yeah, she drowned her. Tried to drown. A widow. Oh, she says kill a couple times. Let's look up kill. Ooh, a couple more times I said.
What did your wife do? She didn't kill you. You think I killed Simon because he was having an affair? Well, I didn't kill him. I wasn't even there. I was in Glasgow worrying about whether my baby was still growing inside me. I mean, why would I kill Simon? I loved him.
Interesting. Still pretending to be Hannah in these
I mean,
folks.
what if they were crazy? You hear about these crazy people all the time. I mean, why would anyone who knew Simon want to kill him?
Widow. Nope. That's the only thing. Here we looked up already. Oh yeah, his puffer coat. But let's just look up coat. Apparently his coat wasn't there and it's a whole big thing. Got one more. Also look up puffer coat.
I parked up on the street It was busy, so I parked down the end of the road. I walked up to the house, I knocked on the door, no answer. I took my keys out of my bag, unlocked the door. The main lock was unlocked. I could tell because the key wouldn't turn when I tried to turn it to the left. I walked in. Simon's coat wasn't on the peg. I couldn't see his shoes on the shoe rack. I shouted out for him. I walked straight into the kitchen. He usually sits in there to have a cup of tea and read his paper. He wasn't there. I touched the kettle. It was cold. I looked quickly into the living room. Nothing. I walked upstairs to the bedroom. He wasn't there. I didn't search for him because it was pretty clear he wasn't there. Then I had a shower. Whilst I was in the shower, the phone rang. I think it was Eric, his boss. I didn't answer it. Then I came out and I was just exhausted.
This is
So I
literally
lay
the
down on
exact
the
same
bed
thing, but
and
at
I
two
fell
different
asleep,
times.
but I didn't mean to. I woke up a couple of hours later and I was surprised to see no one in the bed next to me. And then I remembered where I was and what had happened. That's when Eric called again. I spoke to him. Then I called Simon's parents. And then I decided to come and see you.
Wait a second. It's literally the same. Like, we know that there's two people playing the same person. I feel like.
Okay. I parked up in the street. It was busy, so I had to park down the end of the road. Walked
It's
up,
exactly the
knocked on
same.
the door, no answer. I took my keys out of my bag and unlocked the door. The main lock was unlocked. You can tell because the key doesn't turn when you try to turn it to the left. I walked in. Simon's coat wasn't on the peg. I couldn't see his shoes in the shoe rack.
Quite literally rehearsed. Too
I walked
exact.
straight into the kitchen because he usually sits in there to have a cup of tea and read his paper. But he wasn't there. I touched the kettle. It was cold. I looked quickly in the living room. Nothing. I walked upstairs to the bedroom and he wasn't there. I didn't search for him because it was pretty clear he wasn't there. I had a shower. The phone rang whilst I was in the shower. I didn't answer it. I think it was Eric. Then I was just exhausted. So I lay down on the bed and sleep, though I didn't mean to. I woke up a couple of hours later and I was surprised to see no one in the bed next to me. And then I remembered where I was and what had happened. That's when Eric called again. This time I spoke to him. Then I called Doug and Eleanor. And then I decided to come and see you. That enough?
The exact, almost word for word, exact same. There was no like, it doesn't change at all. That's weird. I don't want to look up puffer coat. The only reason you would say the exact same thing is because it was the same thing. Hey, you got a van? At some point. Nope. Got a visa because Eric told him to. Nope. Okay. Let's look up cash too while we're at it. Let's look up boss real quick. I've been wanting to look that up. Oh, we got one more.
Not really. He would go to the pub. He had his drinking buddies there, but no one ever really came back to the house. Sometimes Eric, his boss, and his wife would come over for dinner. That would be us returning the favour. Diana's a really good cook, into her trendy ingredients. And the last time Simon cooked something off MasterChef, he got the recipe off seed bags, and I did my Lloyd Grossman bit, commenting from the sidelines. I had to find fennel from the supermarket. Have you ever eaten fennel?
Okay. Well, Diane, and then we might do like pub and drink. Oh, the guitar is back.
Diana's really nice. She helps out with the glaziers, organises the Christmas party, that sort of thing. They have 2 kids, really sweet kids.
Oh, I should look
She
at
used to look out for me when I worked there. Simon and Eric arguing? No, I can't imagine they'd be arguing. They get on so well. Unless it was something to do with work. Maybe Simon was being too much of a perfectionist. But I don't know. You should ask Diane.
Kids, and then maybe pub.
Well, there you go. How many kids?
Look up pub. Oh, get a couple more. Might look up drinking too.
Not drugs. I mean, he drinks, but not very much. He goes to the pub and has one or two. Sometimes we go together. He drinks wine with food, but doesn't have any kind of drinking. God, I don't know. Could be anyone. Maybe someone followed him back from the pub. But why would he let them in? Doesn't make sense.
Drinking.
But he is back. It was a present to myself. I shouldn't even be drinking coffee with the baby. It's been hard trying to give it up. I seem to have one cup.
Yeah, she was drinking a lot of coffee in here. Yeah, let's look at body. Brought up a bunch. Nope.
The bruise.
Oh, Bruce.
I have a really fast metabolism, so stuff like that just comes and goes. I don't know if there's much more that I can tell you that I haven't already told the other policeman. I found the body. His body didn't look real. His throat. It looked like his throat had been cut. And then his glasses. His
throat was cut?
Glasses.
And glasses.
Doesn't always wear.
Okay. Let's look up glasses real quick. Okay. I think I already did that, but... What? Here we go.
In his throat. How?
In his throat? Interesting.
Like I said before, it was 3, something like that. I walked in, saw Simon. He was on the floor of the living room. His throat had been cut. There was a lot of blood.
Blood's a good word.
He was dead.
Or he dead when she found him.
Her story is that she'd waited for him to come back. She put on my wig, some of my clothes, pretended to be me.
So now she's pretending to be
They
the twin.
talked. She'd enjoyed being me. He said he wanted to be with me. Then he took out a present. Another mirror. Just like the one he'd given her earlier. That unique present. She went crazy, smashed the mirror. They argued, screamed. He hit her. So she grabbed a piece of the mirror and just swung it round. She cut his throat clean open.
Oh, God.
She'd only meant to scare him off.
Yeah. Kind of want to know what the twin's name is now. They shouldn't have a name, but.
Okay. I've given blood before. Do you need to take that for your records?
This is regular Hannah's coffee cups.
Nothing like this has ever happened to me before. Blood. It's probably the worst thing that's ever happened to me. She was sat behind him. She had my wig on. She'd been there all day. And she had blood on her. And she was in shock.
That's gonna come. Blood cut. Oh, yeah. Friday. Saturday.
I wasn't in the house all of Friday night. After the argument, after Simon left, I left too.
I've just said a lot too.
I was upset and I wanted to get away. So I took the car. I left the next day, Saturday. I slept for a few hours in the car. And when I woke up, I came straight back. Simon wasn't returning my calls and I wanted to try and make up. I got back to the house and Simon wasn't there. And Is there a bin?
That was the throwing up. Okay. That is definitely twin. Definitely not Hannah.
It was late, early Saturday morning. When will the police let me back in the house? They let me take a bag of clothes with me, but
Okay, that's fine. Look what they say about the funeral. Just curious.
yes, it was a cremation for the best. We both wore black and had veils, so it was easy.
You guys switched
After
out?
the funeral, everyone came back to the house and it served up sandwiches. I stayed out of sight.
Mom, I said, yes, that works fine for me. I'm good to go. Everything's golden. Let's see. I'll clean.
Then she told me she wanted to help more. She said I should move in with her. She would come clean with Simon about me. I was a family. I couldn't have a baby in a bedsit. I told her I didn't want to tell Simon. Told her to wait for the time being.
Huh. And then she got... I'll wait for that. Okay. I want to put her story in just because it's the name of the game. Let's see if cremation's mentioned again. Okay, it's not. That's fine. Watch we already looked up. Let's go we looked up. Birthday we looked up. I don't know if we looked up present, but we'll do it again. We did. Argument I know we looked up. Helen Blondes we looked up. Wig we looked up. Plan we looked up. Bruise we did not look up. Let's look up Bruise.
Bruce. Oh, yeah, no, it's nothing. I was going through the top cupboard in my kitchen and the chair slipped and I kind of hit the door with my
And then all of a sudden she didn't have a bruise later.
We had like hell.
She has a high metabolism, baby.
If one of us got hurt, the other one would have to be hurt too.
Yeah.
A grazed knee, a bruise. When I lost my tooth first, it was hands to match. Once I slept with a boy who was seeing another girl. The girlfriend came up to Hannah the next day and punched her in the face, gave her a huge black eye. That night, she had to do the same to me. She almost went too far. I couldn't see out of that eye for days. She snapped a frozen piece up for me from the kitchen.
She's great.
So much of our bodies were synchronized anyway. Period on the same day. Childhood diseases, stomach
Dreams.
bugs,
Yeah, look up dreams. Nope. Just look up dream. Okay. It's the only time it was mentioned. Here's chocolate.
Childhood sweethearts. Something like that. Are you married, detective?
Yeah, strange. Complicated. Look up pressure, see if she mentions it again. Doesn't. Forensics. It's interesting that she mentioned forensic. Mentions it the one time. Okay. look those up. Dream Ouija board. Okay. Okay. Oh, I could have made it much easier to see this whole time. I don't know how that works with what's his name though. Oh. Nothing about Van. Hmm. His tail's quite a bit, yeah.
Yes, like a story, a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Okay.
Well, she has a knife.
Nice.
She's been cooking, I guess. She's been cooking him his favourite meal. She's his wife. He's asleep and she doesn't want to wake him because he's ill. That's why she's sad. Because he's ill and he might die. It's kind of a sad story, so I'm not sure.
I don't think she says. Oh, it was a couple.
They've gone to bed feeling ill, thinking it was flu or something. The neighbour called me, I had to use my key to let them in. We found them dead in their bed.
Yeah, the parents.
And they'd been there for days. No one had noticed. Just awful. It was so soon after my miscarriage. The worst year of my life. I'd been so happy to get married, and after that, it was just like, fuck.
Yeah. Found you.
Can you imagine? I tried to get pregnant too, but it didn't happen. As it was so many boys, men. My body refused. I think my period stopped because hers had. I was pretty though. I mean, how could we stay the same now?
Yeah.
I felt like Hannah had really fucked things up. Set us down separate paths. We had become different.
Different would be a good word. Yeah. Alright. See if parents come up again.
Then my parents died. It was the worst year of my life. Miscarriage and then my parents.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I was infertile. Thought I was. They told me I was infertile after miscarriage because of complications.
Oh, I looked up complications that shouldn't come up. Fertile.
Hannah had a miscarriage. This was late in the pregnancy and it left her infertile. like the universe had corrected its course. We were aligned again.
Very different.
But Hannah and Simon were still living with his parents. They were married. Simon had a job at the Glaziers now. Eric had given him a full-time position after he left school. And then
Yeah, hi, Simon. What different?
thought it made me sound suspicious. It's not a normal thing to do to drive to the other end of the country. I wanted to keep it simple. I know it was stupid not to tell you everything. Saying I spent the night in Glasgow when my husband went missing, I thought it would, distract you from what was important.
Missing would be a good word to use.
It's different now.
Pretty sure I know what happened. I'm trying to figure out if I get her name somehow or something. But the path as well. Oops. Don't know if I'm gonna. I don't know if that's gonna. Yeah, it's not gonna bring up anything new. Let's do missing in path. Knife.
Suicide? No. I mean, he would never do anything like that. He is not the kind of person to do anything like that. He'd hurt himself. No. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm quite a private person and I didn't want to get into the detail of the argument.
Hit each other. Hits.
It's like I told you before, I drove. I took the car and drove. I don't have my own car, but I have a spare set of keys. I just drove north. I wanted to think, put some space between me and them. Everything I told you before is true. I stopped at Glasgow. I was tired, exhausted. I pulled out and I hit a car. My car was okay, but I was worried about the baby, so I went to A&E to get the okay. Everything was fine. Slept in the car. When I woke, I tried to call Hannah from a payphone. She wasn't answering. And then I decided to drive back. I had decided that she was more important to me than Simon.
Yeah, that wasn't part of this thing, but he liked Ava. Yeah, okay. Flick up drive. Anything interesting there? Just one more.
Like I said, I think I was popping out to get something, ran out of something, had to grab something. I sometimes drive too far.
This is
If you want, you can arrest me for that. This is the nicer one. This is where you take people when it's time to arrest them.
Ooh, okay.
Can you arrest someone who doesn't exist?
Let's look up exist, see if that comes up at all. Oh yeah, burglary. I'm just doing random searches now. Do drove. If anything different comes up for drove versus drive. One thing.
I think when I drove back, it was about.
You can do 8 or 9.
And I got back to the house about 3. I didn't. I slept in the car. I left about 9 that night. I wasn't there.
Oops. No, that's not what I wanted. I want this.
I think so. I mean, to get into our garden, we'd have to climb through other gardens. All the gardens back onto each other, so you'd have to climb over 1, 2, 3 gardens to get to ours. I mean, did anyone see anything? Did anyone see anyone come and go? An intruder?
Let's see.
No, he was a shy scene. I asked a friend to ask him out for me.
Yeah, your
We had
sister.
our first date at the Odeon in North End. We went to see Risky Business. I had on my one best dress. Simon paid. He bought me a whisper, and I was worried about getting chocolate on my teeth. No, he was
Shy.
a shy.
That's what I want to look up.
Yeah, when I was at school. I worked part-time in the front shop. It was sort of an extended family thing. My dad used to work there, my mum worked there before I was born. I took care of paperwork, filing, typing out invoices, that kind of thing. It was a good job for a girl back then. I didn't work a till or anything, though. I was quite shy, so I wouldn't have liked to work a till.
It's just like a work.
No. I'm not sure what strange would be, but it hasn't been acting odd. It's been busy at work, but nothing too stressful.
Grass. Nope. Okay. Let's look. Ooh, we got a lot of it filled in. Huh. It just tells you the time. Okay. I think I'm ready yet. I still want to read more. We'll just keep going. I'm like, I know.
I don't see how it's hard. We've established I was in Glasgow when he was killed.
Alibi.
You've spoken with the hospital.
Oh, we'll look up hospital. Let's look up alibi. See if she talked about it. Nope. Hospital.
house to the hospital.
Okay.
Simon's parents offered to put me up, but I didn't think it would be a good idea. It would be too sad. Not right now. I'm staying at a friend's.
Your sisters?
Mum and Dad never had any reason to notice. They were always busy. If Hannah was eating a lot, they didn't mind. She didn't put on any weight. That girl has a healthy appetite. If they heard us talking in the attic, they just thought it was Hannah playing one of her games, and that Eve was our imaginary friend. Once, she was already up and dressed and ready to go to school, and I snuck down for a piss. Mum saw me in my underwear and she went mad. Get dressed this instant! So I ducked into our bedroom, and seconds later, out came Hannah, dressed and ready. Mum was amazed.
Oh, we should look up Mom and Dad.
No, they were shut. Most of the windows are really hard to open anyway. It's stifling in summer. They were painted over by my dad. Could have left a door open accidentally. Oh, there's a cat flap in the back door.
We should look up the
They
cat.
said it was food poisoning. There was something in the food they ate. My dad liked to pick mushrooms, grow them too. They said it was the mushrooms. It was hard to believe. Death caps. They have a skirt around the cap. My dad taught me that. But the police had no reason to think it was suspicious. They lived alone. And no one had any reason to hurt them.
Did twin kill parents too? Mom. Okay.
I was living in the attic. It was a very hard time. I was depressed, was still pretty sick of the STD. When I came down one morning, they were dead. They were in bed and both had been sick, had thrown up a lot. And I'd slept through it.
Huh.
The police said it was the mushrooms they ate. Dad was a mushroom expert. I mean, he used to take us picking with him and he taught us how to recognise them. And there's no way he would have picked death caps. But the police believe that's what happened.
Did
They
Hannah
never
kill
looked in the
them?
attic.
Yeah. Mushrooms. So I was in the cellar. Yeah. Saw it in two. Yeah. Died from eating mushrooms. To mushrooms.
They said it was food poisoning. There was
What's the poison?
at the time they said it was poison, food poisoning. I mean, I felt so guilty. If I'd still been at home, maybe I could have done something. But
food. Is there anything else to cook? Since I've cooked a lot. Nope. Okay.
Her story is that she'd waited for him to come back. She put on my wig, some of my clothes, pretended to be me.
And nope. Work, food. Nope.
Sure, I think. I do all the bills and paperwork and I do all the money stuff, so it should be easy for me to find. Do you want them dropped off to you?
No, I'm just trying to think of things in investigations.
No. Everyone loved Simon. He's a glazier who doesn't have much money. I don't know. I don't know. If you put me on You've Been Framed, I want the money.
Complex? Nope. Good. Nope. Split. I think I'm done. Oh, you're the kid? No. Because you're the twins kid. Her name's Sarah. She wanted to name her kid Sarah. She did a great job. I'm a little confused. So, she still doesn't exist. She's still named Sarah. Such an interesting way to tell a story. I definitely didn't see all the parts. I wonder what we would have had to look up for some of them. Why your mom did what she did. Did Quinn kill Hannah and then name her kid Sarah? I might not have gotten it. I don't know. I might have to look this up. Just gonna pause real quick. Just want to make sure that I kind of understand. I'm just a little confused. We're calling her Eve. Okay. So they hid the body and used Eve's trip to Glasgow as an alibi. You understand your mom's. I wanted to see the rest of them, but man, that's crazy. That's a crazy story. So we don't know if her tale is. I just looked to make sure I wasn't going crazy, but we don't really have evidence that Eve is real, or maybe she's a dissociative identity person. But either way, she was pregnant. Like, either Eve was pregnant, if we're calling her Eve, because that's her imaginary friend. Throughout the story. But man, that was wicked crazy. If you know of any other games like this, please. I know he has more, and I'll probably put them on my list, like Immortality and a couple other games. Very narrative, very, very fun. Very fun piecing together, puzzle piecing together stories, and it would make sense that you would be, because at the beginning of the story, you're investigating this thing that happened in 1994 or 5, and you're like not sure, like you don't really know why you're investigating it, but the fact that you're the kid and someone kind of got you into the archives is pretty smart way to tell a story, and that's why you're looking into it. So yeah, so we don't know if it's one person thinking that they're two people, or two people, like two identities within one body, or if it's a fabrication To confuse the police, maybe. It really makes you think, man. That's a good one. That's a very, very good story. A very, very good game. So yeah, again, if you see any other games that are like this, it would be super incredible to play through them. I'll probably look to see if Immortality is about the same length. And look for more Sam Barlow stuff. Because that was just incredible and fun. Um, and we'll probably do those as one-offs when people, can't play together or whatever. But on Friday, we should be picking back up with Stardew. I'm pretty sure it's beginning of the third year, which means Grandpa Ghost is in town. And then on Sunday, I should be back to my. Unless something comes up, because that's the way the world's been. I should be back to making some art projects on Sunday, so feel free to join those. Those happen from 2 to 5 on Sundays, and on Friday, we'll be back around from 6 to 9. That's my normal time. So have a great rest of your week. I look forward to seeing you on Friday.